Well, welcome to video number 14. Can't believe it's already 14 videos. So in the last video I got the wings on, and now I'm working on getting the engine on here. And I was going to film it, but I just tried how the engine would fit, and it slid right in, so I just kept on going. And as far as hooking everything up, it's a little bit specific airplane to airplane, because I have this air oil separator here, so that I had to hook up, and also because of my Saturn exhaust, I have a little bit different setup for my heat. As you can see down here, there's a splitter over here that splits the air coming from the exhaust shroud to the front and back heat. And I have that all set up, and here you can see how the scat tubing comes from here to the splitter and then goes in. Everything went straight forward, except I found out I have a broken oil cooler. This flange here broke off, and I think that happened because these oil cooler lines, they were actually tied to the motor mount, and I think that is not a good idea, because when the engine of course moves a little bit, when it runs it vibrates, and when the oil lines are secured to the motor mount, then it puts stress on the oil cooler, and sooner or later this breaks. So I have a new one on order, and when I put it in, I will make sure that the oil lines are not secured anywhere where it's a hard point. So anyway, so I've got that done. With that, I also I have 4 wing tanks, so I did leak testing on all the tanks, and I have no leaks, so that's also a good part. And as far as the inside here, so I got a lot of the controls hooked up already, so heat front and back, the primer, I tested the primer, everything works, carb heat, throttle, and my parking brake, and sorry, this is a mixture of course, and then the carb heat, everything works. So now, since I don't have any fuel leaks, I waited before I finished the headliner, because there are some fuel lines going behind the headliner, especially here on the other side, if you can see that. So I wanted to make sure that everything is leak free. So now my next task will be to actually finish the headliner. So I just have to glue the rest here all along the top of the window here. So, and I think I'm making good progress here. So I'm gonna show more videos when I do the headliner. So now, since I finished all the fuel leak checking, so make sure this line up here and also on the other side doesn't leak, I can finish putting the headliner in, and the rear right window, the fabric, I mean the glass has to slide into this slot here, and there's fabric that goes around and is glued on the inside of this channel, and also the headliner has to go inside here. So it's a little tricky. So I made myself this 1/8 inch gauge here. 1/8 inch is exactly the thickness of the window, and make sure after the fabric is in, this slides all the way in there, and I trimmed the headliner that about 1/2 inch is going to go inside here. So I have to get some glue in there, so I have this little paper here, because I don't want glue on the outside, just on the inside here. So I stick this little paper here, make sure the headliner is out of the way, and with this cement here that came with the headliner and with the whole interior, and get some good amount of glue in there. All the way. Just like this. There's really good amount in there. And again, I don't want glue on the outside. It just makes everything so sticky later to slide the window in. Side where the wool goes. Okay, that should be plenty. I see this edge a little bit dry here, so just put in there. So yellow to me. Okay, now it looks better. Really the edge. Okay, so now it's okay. There's always a little bit glue where I don't want it. Let's wipe that off. Okay. Now we just let it tag for just a moment, and then take this steel gauge here, 1/8 inch thick. So pull the headliner, make sure it's nice and tight inside, and start pushing it in there. So I make sure that when I push this in, my metal plate can go all the way in this deep. So that's how deep the window that later will be sitting in there. And go all the way around. Okay. And that should be good. And this is how it looks from the inside. I have a little wrinkle here, so I will see if I later just spray some water on it and use an iron, and that will come out. So, but other than it's just the corners here where there's just a hint of a wrinkle, but other than that, the headliner looks good. So now I'm just going to continue here over the front door, and of course there's a trim piece that looks like this on the doorpost, so that will make a nice transition here for the headliner around the doorpost. Okay, so I'm just going to continue gluing in the headliner. So the headliner is all done finally. So finished the special around this right rear window, got the other side all together, and I just have to, when the window over here goes in, there's going to be trim pieces that go up here. Same on the pop-out window. And I can show already here, like here's a trim piece over the door. So it's going to be the same on the other side. But basically it's all done. I made this little leather patches here to put around the seat belt attachment. So that's all done. So I'm finally done with the headliner. I'm so happy about that. So next I'm probably gonna move on to wiring. So I decided, since the engine is on and the headliner is all done, I'm gonna finish video number 14 here, and because the next will be all the wiring, and I think with all the wires I have to put in and the instrument panel, that can be a video all by itself. So hopefully see you at the next video.